Hi everyone, my name is Damaris. I am your Gangsta Shaman. Thank you for coming here today, and I am going to be letting you know about certain things. We're going to do some tarot card readings, and just take it from there. I've been very busy. I've been very busy doing a lot of different things in New York City here, so I've been back. So we're going to start with the Draconius card reading here, okay? I already pulled this, and so I'm just going to let you know what it is. So unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate, but this is the Six of Wands, and it's right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. But this card, symbolizes here. It's reversed, so. Oh, it doesn't really give you a meaning in reverse. So I think I have to go in my phone and let you know what I found. Because it doesn't, in the booklet, it's very tiny, and you can't really, you don't get reversed, you just get upright. So I think this one is the Six of Wands. I think it's hot in here. So let me just look for it. Six of Wands. Reversed. Now, sometimes with these cards, you can ask a question for a yes or no answer. And of course, if it's upright, it's yes. If it's reversed, it's no. But let me show you here if you can see that or not. I can't see shit. So this is the Six of Wands tarot card meaning. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that sometimes it's just a temporary setback or a lack of recognition for your achievements. You may feel disappointed or discouraged because your efforts have not been acknowledged or rewarded as you had hoped. And I mean, when I pulled this, so far I've been, I just started with the, I'm going to be doing background acting again because I find it's fun. And it's something that I've done for 16 years. And I thought it was cool. I've been on Law and Order, Person of Interest. Of course, I can't name all the shows because there's a gazillion of them. MTV, background acting, and and even audience work. So it's been pretty cool. And some people say, "Oh, how do you get into it?" Well, I am in the process of writing an ebook, so that way you can know how to submit and what agencies to look for. And a friend of mine, she's in one of the agencies, and the actors, there's union or non-union, and with union, of course, you have to pay, and most people don't want to pay. And I think that non-union gets more work than union. So I'm not upset about an outcome because at my age, you learn to just chill out and relax and just call it a day and just vegetate and meditate on other things that are more pressing, or really, just take it easy and just chill out and relax. I brought some other books because I thought that, I think I've used this one before with you guys, and I thought it was really cool. And it is the most adorable pictures that you'll ever see. Look at this one picture right here. And this book is written by J.R. Rivera, and art was by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And, it's just the cutest little cards that you ever did see. And it sort of reminds me of, oh my God, who's that? Tim Burton, I think it is. And so these, like dollies, remind me of Tim Burton's film. But anyway, so the meaning behind this one, the Draconius one, is not so bad. And in reverse, this is the glory of the king reaching objective. But reverse is you didn't reach your objective. But maybe sometimes it's okay that you didn't, because maybe there's something wrong or it's not time yet, but everything has its time and its purpose. So what I always say too is at home, I'm always at the right place at the right time. And that helps you to focus on being where you are at the moment. So that way you don't have to worry or overthink, situations and how they, it can get to you if you didn't make the team or if you didn't get the job promotion. Usually with the job promotion, it usually means that you have a better job lined up somewhere else, and that's not a bad thing. So that's a cool, all right. I'm a little bit thirsty. Okay, so with that being said, I'm just going to move on to the next tarot card reading. Okay, so I'm going to cut it right there. Okay. Moving on. Hold on, maybe I should cut it and then. Yeah, I think I will. No, I won't, 'cause I don't want to mess anything up. Anyway, so the next card I'll pull is from the regular tarot card deck. And this one entails, and this one was in reverse as well. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 of Cups, and you can see the cups. And it was reversed as well, which is okay. And I feel like it falls along with the other cup, the other card that I pulled. All that I have isn't making me feel complete. I know there is something missing, and I must go and look for it. So it says here, a quest. A beautiful water sprite protects the ocean by taking care of the living creatures that swim below and deep in the water. She also guides sea travelers to their right destination. By doing so much, she feels deeply unappreciated and that there is something missing in her life. Don't we all? The fish and butterflies sense that she is frustrated and restless, and that she wants to give up what she loves to do. Sounds like me. But they won't have any of it. They do their best to encourage her to move forward and find other areas in life that need her love and protection, and she follows their advice. Together, they travel the 7 seas and see that everything is as supposed to be. Well, sometimes, like for me, I'm going to be 62 in a few years, and I'm looking forward to my retirement. I want to retire early. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but there's more to life than just massaging people. And I'm not saying that to put nobody down. I'm just saying that because I just feel like it's time to move on now. And for me, like even last night, I was massaging this lady, and it was a 90-minute massage. And I knew she needed every minute of every second of that massage because her body was so hard and she was so tense. And after the fact, she did feel better. I wish I could call her up and see how she's doing. And she was happy. She was so excited that normally people sleep when I massage them, but she was so excited that all she could think about was, oh my God, I have to refer this girl to my friend, my other friend. Can you come to my house? Can you please massage my friend? And I'm like, okay, come down. I think I will. And so in a way that made me happy because, not only did she feel good about herself, but she wanted, and she said that this person is very tense as well. Like when she hugs that person, he gets like tense. And that's a shame because nobody wants to feel stressed out all the time. So my things that I let my clients know that what I think that they need, I said to her, please do breathing techniques. I think I've told you guys this before in one of my shows where you take a deep breath going into your nose. So people count to 7 or 8, and then you hold it for 4 seconds, they say, and then you release it for 8 or whatever. So, and just do deep breathing. You can do it for like as long a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I find myself deep breathing for like almost an hour because, you know, it just brings that oxygen into your body. And that's pretty much all you ever needed was instead of shallow breath, just deep breathing. And that is one of the exercises that I let my clients know. That will change your life. Like, I tell my clients, listen, if you feel like you're getting anxiety at work and you don't know, you don't want to panic, you know, one of my friends says grounded, grounding, grounding, grounded. I thought it was cute. But there's also, I tell them to just go to the bathroom, sit in the stall, and just take deep breaths 3 times, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And so what happens is by the third breath and your exhale, you're going to feel your shoulders depress, and they're going to go down. And that way you can face life better. And sometimes with the situation, it's not that you're scared or, well, sometimes you are, but it's just that at this moment in time, you can't handle it because you're already dealing with so much at work. You know, sometimes you're a people pleaser and you got to please others. I recommend you don't do that ever because by the end of the day, you know, sometimes you work the 9 to 5 and cut off at 5, you go home. But then you also, after you go home, some people face traffic for like an hour. And that's not cute. And then they have to, you know, go home, park the car, go home. You know, sometimes you have to deal with neighbors, sometimes you have to deal with kids, sometimes you have to deal with a husband. And, you know, that too is stressful. Sometimes you have to deal with parents or in-laws, and that is stressful. And just life in general is just so stressful. Oh, so I did the 311, which is make a wish every 11th minute of the hour. And so I think I'm going to cut it right here so I can make a wish. And so there have been changes made at this studio. And so I couldn't really edit here, so I had to, when I went home, oh my gosh. So this was my weekend and, you know, past week. So basically, my internet went down. My box, I think it broke, it like died. And so I think that, well, the internet is there, so it's a friend of mine. I think he pays for it. And so I'm like, I'm not worried about it. And so I'm just going to text him to let him know that, you know, I'll just get a new system altogether and not worry about, you know, the internet. And so, so my box broke, so I couldn't upload or do editing of my show. I had to delete so many files from my MacBook, and then it kept on telling me that I didn't have enough space, and so I just got tired of that, and so that's what happened. So, but let me finish this, okay? The 6 of Cups. So in reverse, it means when reversed, this card implies abandoning a commitment or something that you've started. You are wandering around in circles and have not come to a conclusion or a destination. You may also be unable to keep up with the things in your life. And in a way, that's okay because we need a break. And I won't be too upset about that because, you know, sometimes we need to look forward to the breaks in life. And it's okay, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you can't be on like a robot 24/7. That's just impossible. And sometimes we get like a disease or something to stop us or prevent us from, you know, doing certain things. So for me, I just say if you're abandoning things or like a job or something that you thought you were going to be great at, either just stop for a moment and give it more time, or just wait, just hold on. Like for instance, for me, the casting is slow, but hey, I got a job on 8/2 on a Friday. And that's pretty quick for somebody who just got back into background acting. And, you know, I got this other thing too. I got the, you know, the new, it's not even new because I saw it and then everybody started getting it, but it's just projector, the circular projector that you see on TikTok Well, I got that one. And when I got it, it wouldn't work because I didn't know that my internet was down, number one. Number two, they were saying something about how Netflix is not really cooperating with the manufacturer who did that projector. But on Wednesday, I'm getting a projector screen, and it's a 90-inch. So a 90-inch, this was, I think, it's 45/45, which is awesome because that can cover my wall that I'm too tired to sand down or whatchamacallit, I don't even want to paint it. I'm so exhausted. I'm exhausted. In fact, when my sister was with me last week and I did the photo shoot, one day, photo shoot in the morning, and then I did this studio work here, and then at night I had two people. So that was my whole day. And then by the time we got home, all she did was go straight to sleep. And I feel bad because I'm like, I mean, you know, I took her out, we did things, but I have to be honest. I think that, you know, things are. I love being here. It's just that I wish I was with my son, and I had a great time with him. But I'll see him soon again. And what I would really like to do is use this time as well to get you to do certain things or sign up for things. So I had a chat with a friend of mine, and it was very interesting because me and her ended up being almost like the same person. We encouraged each other, and you know, she was afraid to, you know, go visit her family, and I was like, if you know, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. You know what I mean? If you, you know, and in your head you're like thinking, oh, I'll do that. No, just don't. Like, it's just no point. There really isn't. But you know, she did. The next day she did ask me a question. I told her, just don't do it, because there's no point. You know, sometimes like when my son was mad at me, you know, we had the discussion. My discussion was, listen, if you can't get along with family, you know, avoid them at all costs, or just see them 3 or 4 times a year. And normally those are Easter time, you know, the family gatherings, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay too, my God. You know, nobody's going to hold a gun to your head and be like, why didn't you come here? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Who cares? Like, your sanity is more important. Your mental health is more important. You not being there as a punching bag for everybody to get on, you know, everybody gets on your nerves and you're like, I'm about ready to kill that person. Why are you setting yourself up? Don't. Like, what were you thinking? So I would just avoid at all costs, you know, keep your sanity and just move it along. And you say hi, bye, you know, that's good enough. If you really don't want to, you know, mess with a person or talk to a person, then don't. You're not forced to. You don't have to. You know, I understand people who maybe are taking care of that somebody else, and you want to move on with your life. You know, you being service to others. You know what I mean? Somebody's paralyzed, you have to be there for them. But you need a break too, unless you like, you know, it's your husband, you love him to death, or your wife, you love her to death. But you don't always have to please other people or, you know, go out of your way thinking, well, I'm never going to get to see them again if something should happen. Well, what if nothing happens? Right? And then what? What? You'll be fine. They'll be fine. You know, you chatted with them on the phone. And just keep it smooth, keep it chill, and just make sure that you know, just be good and behave so that way you won't feel bad if something should happen. You know, I just talked to her and then blah, 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 this happened. Okay, things happen. But you don't beat yourself up just because if something happened to them. So just keep it moving. Now, I am in the process, along with this girl, we're hoping to write ebooks because, you know, we have a lot of experience with certain things, and I feel like we are doing a lot, and I would love to train people. I love to teach you what I know so that way you can get ahead in life, because that's the name of the game, is getting ahead in life. And we need to. We need to encourage each other. We need to not fight with each other. We need to learn to love each other. And if that means that you love them enough to let them go or leave them alone, then so be it. You know, keep on reverting back to your mental state of mind and how you set yourself up too. And sometimes you're just busy. It was sort of funny because one of my younger sisters, I called her to see how she was doing yesterday. And then at night, the client had the same first name. And I was like, what the hell? And I let her know. I said, you know, I talked to my sister, and her name is your name. And, you know, I'm just hoping that she's okay, that, you know. And I think I said to her the same thing. I said, you know, forget about everybody else. Start thinking about yourself. And you need to move on with yourself. And just, you know, not care about, you know, you can't really worry or care about other people's situation because, you know, you don't want your mental health to deteriorate, or, you know, you're already killing yourself, making so much money to pay your rent, to pay your food. And, you know, and I hate saying this, but, you know, our government is really failing us because they bring in so many goddamn immigrants. And I'm not talking about illegally across the border. I'm talking about they fucking sent people here from, I don't know where, Iran, whatever. And I'm not putting people down from Iran. What I'm saying is that they come here illegally with no documentation, no identification. And what the hell's going on? Like, why are you doing this? And they're taking our taxes and using our money, especially here in New York City. And, you know, they live in hotels. And it's like, why did you do that for? You know, Flint still has no water, no clean water. Why aren't we helping them? This is our country. We need to look in our grass and make it green for ourselves, not look out there. Don't even get me started with what's going on in Palestine because I'm already disgusted. I'm pro-Palestinian. I'm pro-human life. I'm pro, you know, not bombing people. And that's just the way that I feel. And if you don't like tough the fuck luck. Because this is America, you know, land of the free, home of the brave, and I have the right to fucking talk and speak. And I hate it when I say something and TikTok, oh, you did something with the guidelines here, and so we shut down your comment. And the first thing I tell them is, this is America. I have a right to say whatever the fuck I want. You don't like it, tough the fuck luck. But we're going to keep it real. This is my country. I was born here. I was raised here. I got educated here. It may not look like I did. No, I'm kidding. But it's just it's like, what the fuck? And, you know, I love where I am. And, you know, ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to do the RV trip, you know, around the country. And I really didn't have a focus or anything. You know, I always wanted to do like the 7 wonders of the world. But there's more than 7 wonders in this world. And America has so many national parks to hit. And my goal was to like since I'm in New York, to hit the top, you know, Maine through Vermont, Rhode Island, Connecticut, blah, 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 and just do that. And then take a break. And then, you know, like every other weekend or something, you know, like for 4 days, just go down, drive down. And then the same thing going down south, Florida, and then Georgia, you know what I mean? North South Carolina, West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. And, you know, and that's just the East Coast. And the central, during the wintertime, I refuse to go out to, like, it's Ohio. I don't even know what's under Ohio, Jesus. I think it's for the Virginias. But, you know, Louisiana, Alabama, you know, all those states like that in between. And then there's mountain time. And then the Pacific Coast. Pacific Coast is easy because it's just C-O-W, cow, the sacrifice. California, Oregon, Washington. And I think Mount Rainier is up in Washington State. And I'm like looking forward to hitting all 48 states continuous. Like the other one, Alaska, I'm not sure about. I might have to do that during the summertime of next year. Hawaii, it's far, which reminds me of a dream that I had. So moving on, we're going to be moving on to the dream that I had last night. So last night or this morning, I had this dream, and in my dream, I was like in the airplane, and I was in the airplane, but the way I got on the airplane was weird. So you had to beat everybody to the seat, and I was like second to the last and beat this couple, like this family, and so I had to go down like a subway drain thing where you know, the lid was off, and I had to shoot myself down, which was weird. And then I grabbed the seat, and it was like, so I was like in the subway but on an airplane, and I looked up airplane, and so I was happy to know that it means that you're soaring to new spiritual heights, which makes me happy because I have been trying to do the animal spirit totem, where I know on my left side the eagle is here, and on my right is the Black Panther. And so they assist you and help you out with your life. And I'm talking about any means of your life. So I already talked to them this morning, and I said, yo, you need to help. Excuse me, you have to help me out with this. And so they did, actually. But now I have to, I think, start journaling because I just want to remember, you know, what day I did this and so forth and so on. And I think that that's cool. So yeah, and then a dream. So I looked up the train and the subway, and the subway was sort of like my destination is changing, and that's okay with me. So whatever that destination is, I just want to be happy, you know, and not worry about, you know, I want my ultimate end destination is to get my land maybe in Puerto Rico or in California, and buy that land and just make a home there and not be bothered. I want to make my beautiful garden, have a beautiful garden, and just do that. That's what I'm looking forward to. I do notice that I do eat certain types of fruits and vegetables. So I already wrote down everything, that all my plans and what I need to do. So that is already been established, and even the build of my RV and how that's going to be accomplished. And so I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so I know now another half hour has passed, so I'm pretty good with that temporary survival recognition of your achievements. Okay. Oh yeah. So we're gonna cut here, and now I want to show you this book that I got it for like $1, I believe, in Pennsylvania. And if you don't know her by now, it's this lady right here. Her name is Sylvia Brown. This book is called Phenomenon, and she has like about 20 or 40, I don't know how many books she has, but I read almost all of them. And I totally love this lady and everything you need to know about the paranormal. Now, I want to break this book down because it's pretty cool, and sometimes in our life, you know, we can't do everything at once, okay? We can't, like, for instance, I'm lucky if I brush my teeth and wash my face and early in the morning take a quick shower, you know what I'm saying? And if not, then at nighttime, I make sure to take at least a bath or something. But in this book, she has like a list of stuff. I'm talking from A through Z, I believe. And let me see here. Yeah, even Z. Zarathustra and zombies. I don't know what the Zarathustra is, 331, but let me go and take a look. 331. I can't believe she got Z in here, but okay, so here's, I went backwards. That's okay. Z. So she has two categories, and it's Zarathustra. Zarathustra. It seems unfair that considering his contribution to the world religion, Zarathustra is not exactly a household name. He should be, and I'm here to help. I'm going to just say Zara for short. Was born and is now from Iran. Okay. around 8000 BC, and he was the first prophet to embrace and spread the word of monotheism, or the concept of that there is one and only one God. He called this supreme being Ahura Mazda, which is a combination of words meaning Lord Creator and supremely wise. He believed that Ahura Mazda, God, created humankind with the freedom to choose between good and evil. I'm always telling you to choose good, right? Because you want good outcomes to come, good, positive, good things to become. Okay, so hold on. That means that we're not God or the cause of the good and evil in this world. We've been given not an actual evil being. Zara didn't believe in the devil. There was no devil created back then, so of course not. Yeah, the devil was created because how would you know? There's no good and evil. That's the positive or the negative. He believed in the coming of the Messiah who will be born to a virgin. Oh my God. He believed in an eventual apocalyptic battle that would purge the world of evil and result in a resurrection of God's kingdom on earth. Well, he believed that each of us possess the divine within ourselves, which I believe that too. And that is our obligation to honor and to act on our own divine divinity by respecting the nature and moral laws of the universe. He believed that when we live life on earth, our essence leaves our body. And if we made good choices throughout our lives, treating ourselves and others with love and faith, our essence goes to the house of songs, also called the realm of light. And if we lived in opposition to the natural and moral laws of the universe, our essence goes to the realms of darkness and separation. So those realms weren't actual physical places according to Zara. They were eternal states of either oneness with or separation from God. Ahura Mazda. He believed that our purpose in life is to be among those who renew the world as it progresses towards perfection. He believed that just as the way to fight darkness is by spreading light, the way to fight evil is by spreading goodness, and the way to fight hatred is by spreading love. Now, I believe that concept too. I believe that if we just send love, because love is a frequency vibration, and especially things that we are, blocking us, or we feel anxiety or uptightness, we can pretty much send love to it. And the way you do that is by saying, for like a minute, I love you, I'm sending you love. If I'm doing this project, I'm sending love to this project so it can be done fast and easy without any issues. And I love you, I'm sending love. I think that, I honor you, I respect you, I love you. And for like a minute. And, my song, I sing my song, sending love, sending love. And that's what I feel. And you could pretty much see the outcome change. Because it was that simple. There was nothing, complicated. You just made it complicated. And you need to stop that shit. Okay? So, he believed that our purpose in life is to be among those who are renewed. Already read that. Isn't that beautiful and awfully familiar, even though it's originated from a prophet 8000 BC? Zara followers are called the Zoroastrians, and many scholars consider Zoroastrianism to be the mother of all contemporary world's religion. All things considered, it might be a richly deserved title. And it's very funny because the next one that she goes into is zombies. And she just wrote like about 3 paragraphs, so not much. Zombies are mythical undead beings whose body walk around robotically among the living as they were still one of them, no one realizing until it's too late that their souls and minds and consciousness no longer exists. In truth, there have been many drugs through many centuries whose effects simulated blank catatonic states and slowed the body's natural functions so dramatically that they sometimes appear to have stopped breathing. I think some Native Americans used to do that drug too, and even in South America and Peru. As with such other myths as werewolves and vampires, there have been too many disease and drug-induced tragedies associated with the zombie legend to consider it harmless. People buried alive, severe brain damage, the autistic misinterpreted and either shunned or stoned, etc. Enjoy the fiction of zombies if it appeals to you, but leave it at that. And for God's sake, literally, don't let it enter your mind, and that it might be real, worth simulating, or worth perpetuating. And I just did these, but let me show you, let me say to you what else she wrote in her book, because it's pretty cool. And sometimes we can take one subject at a time, or one chapter at a time. That's how I read my book sometimes, when I'm lying on my bed and I'm just reading a chapter, and I just make sure to finish that chapter, and then the next day move on, and then I know I'm done the book. Sometimes I'll read the book quickly. I'll be on the subway, and that's okay with me, because you know, I'd rather be reading a book than like people watching. People watching is sometimes too much in NYC. So A, affirmations, Akashic records, alchemy, altered states of consciousness, amulets, angels, hypothesis, apportation, Armageddon, astral catalepsy, whatever. Astral projection, astral travel, astrology, Atlantis, aura, access mundi, asna. That's just A. And then she has a whole list of stuff here, which I think is pretty cool. B, banshee by location bleed through the boogeyman. So there's a lot of cool stuff. F, fairies, fakirs. I don't know what the hell that is. Father God. She has ghost schools, glossolalia, and gnomes. So she has, this book is called Phenomenon. And Sylvia Brown used to be Montel Williams' psychic. And you could still find her on YouTube if you look her up. She was pretty cool. And, you know, all her books confirmed everything that I knew and I thought was, you know, confirmation for me. Like, I would think about scars, for instance. And with scars, I would think, oh, the scars are, you know, say if you had a scar right here, right, and it looked like somebody slashed your throat, I felt that the scar was there because my sister Marilyn had a brown scar. I thought, I wonder if she got shot and she bled out through her leg, and that's why she has that scar there from her past life. And I kid you not, the next week, Sylvia Brown had a book regarding scars like that. Like, she said, you know, maybe you had a scar in your neck and somebody slit your throat, and then you come back and you have a scar right here in your neck. And I thought, oh my God, I was thinking the same thing. And for instance, the Salem witches, like, you would have freckles all over your back and your face and your front, and you're like, oh my God, what the hell happened to me? And I thought maybe in the past life you were Salem witch and you got burned at the stake. And Sylvia said the same thing. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it, what I was reading. But her books are, you know, they did change my life. And she had this prayer book, and I would pray a certain way. And, you know, even like a sign, like in my church, my dad, he had this church, the Church of God, the Seventh Day, and in the Bible it says, I think her name was Ruth, if she would give this guy some water, then that would be my husband, something like that. And so the guy, or maybe he was the one, if this woman gives me water, then she will be my wife. And so he asked her, I guess, or something, and then she ran to the well, got the water, and she gave him water. And so that was a sign. Well, we'll have the sign too. It would be in my head. And I would ask, I say, well, I wonder if I'm going to get this job or promotion, you know, they call me within 3 days, or I will get a rose within 3 days. And I'll never forget this. So I was in California at the time, and I was watching a band called Becky. And I said, I had asked about something, I forget what it was. And when I asked for a sign, my son was to get a rose within 7 days. And so I remember rereading my journal, and in my journal, I wrote down, today will be the day that I get, you know, put the time, the date. And that night, I forgot all about that rose, right? And then I thought about it, and then, I kid you not, some lady came, and she walked up, and she goes, would you like to buy a rose for $1? And I looked at her. I didn't even have a dollar to spare. And the guy who I was talking to, he was the bass player for Becky. And he was like, I have a dollar. Here. She bought the dollar. And he goes, here's your rose. And I was like, what the hell? And I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. And my sign became. So, it can be a very simple sign. You know what I mean? But, does he love me? Does he not love me? Is he lying to me? But, that's how I based my life when I was younger. And this was like in my 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. Because that's the way I grew up. And even my preacher back then, he was a pretty cool preacher, Orlando. He even told us, he was at the pulpit, and he even said to us, oh, you can even ask God to give you a dream of who your husband or your wife is. Because I had a dream about my wife, and in my dreams, I saw her. And then, like a few weeks later, she came into his life. So they've been married for like 20, I don't know how long, 20 years or whatever, but, even he encouraged us to ask for signs. You know what I mean? And you don't have to ask for it every day. I'm just saying that if you're unsure of things, look within, as opposed to talking to somebody else, and just meditate, because sometimes you'll find your answer there. It was that simple. You just had to do it. Be quiet, be still. And I can understand parents when they have kids and stuff, but meditation isn't only just, taking deep breaths, being by yourself, and just, it can also be while you're cooking, while you're dancing. I tell my friend, I do it on the subway. I just take deep breath and just meditate there, and I'll read a book. Reading in a book, and you go into a state of mind of, you're picturing all the things that you see in the book. Affirmations, for me, I did give you some affirmations when I first started doing this. And I just suggest you go to YouTube. There's different kinds, like for money, for love, for a positive state of mind. In fact, when I get upset about my family or friends who don't have enough money in their pocket, I usually say stuff like, I'll give them a YouTube and send them a YouTube, affirmation. My favorite is rock star affirmations. And I send it to my son, or send it to me, or I do it, and it only takes up to a half an hour, and I'm on the subway listening to this and just zoning out on it. Or I'll just take deep breaths and just, and especially when I wake up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, my first affirmation is, I'm thankful and grateful to be here, and it's my intention to have a great day today. It's my intention to be productive. It's my intention to, have a beautiful day. And I have to buy like those boards so that I can start writing on it and to achieve my goals. Because I get tired of myself when I forget to do things. I know I have the to-do list on my phone, but sometimes I don't do it. I don't have the time or the patience. I mean, I have a lot of cool goals that I do, and like, I know this sounds weird, but I'm a big fan of Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and now you can get a lot of shit for free. And my friend was telling me, oh, we can like get things for free, do it over and then resell it. And I'm thinking, God, you didn't have to redo it. There's a girl on TikTok. She just gets stuff from the streets, and then she puts it out on her lawn and she sells it. And maybe you should do that too to earn money. I know my sister uses Mercari, and sometimes I'll give her things so that she can, sell stuff so that she can earn money that way. And that's how she does, and that's how she do. And, while she's taking care of her grandkids. And that's okay. The name of the game is not to give up. I don't want you to. I want you to have hope and dignity, and just, like I said, first things first. Like sometimes, if you're like, okay, for instance, the subway kids who sell candy, or the adults, I understand that you took your shower and that you're with your baby or whatever, but the boys, nothing wrong with the girls. The girls can do the same thing. But instead of looking bummy, and I'm like a sweatshirt and pants, try wearing a suit. And you can get like a $5 suit at the Goodwill. Something that fits to make you look good. And I understand if you're wearing sneakers because you have to walk all day, because in New York City and Philly, you have to walk everywhere you go, okay? And so even in Philly, you know, because, you know, I was from, I was in Northeast Philly, Wesleyan Road. Just do, get that box. And I would suggest that you can, when you get the box, do your Zelle, your Cash App, or your Venmo, all three right there, and put that scan barcode, and so that people can scan you and they can do the barcode, you know. And I would also suggest stop doing candy and start doing like Cliff bars or Zara bars, again Zara, you know, things like that, and just dress nice, because then people will respect you more. And because for me, these kids, they're not selling drugs. They're just selling you a $3 candy that you can't afford, you know, and just make it $1, $2, or $3. And you hit up, you don't even have to do it full time. You can do it part time. You can do, you know, set yourself up for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And it doesn't have to be every day, unless you like money every day. And, you know, if you have a goal, so the white piece of paper should put the goal. The goal is to get new socks and underwears, or bras and whatever, or get Jordan shoes, whatever, sneakers. That's the goal. Or just get sneakers, or just pay a bill off. Because I always suggest that you pay a bill off before you pay fast food. Because, you know, you're not going to die of starvation if you don't eat for one day. And I'm not being mean or rude. It's just that, you know, sometimes we have to stop our shit with the fast food. Like, I cook a lot. And, like, right now for the summertime, I'm eating a lot of fruits and vegetables because it's just easier to, you know, cut down an apple. And I'm going to, you know, put this up on my TikTok. Cut down an apple. You know, use peanut butter and then top it off with, like, allspice or ginger or cinnamon. And that's a great snack with, I am a big fan of chocolate milk. It's like $3.99 at Trader Joe's. But I like that glass too, I think. Or they have it in the carton. But that's just my jam. That's how I roll, you know. Something that simple. And sometimes, like I said, I eat once or twice a day because food can be damaging to you. Like, you'll start feeling the arthritis in your hands, or the diabetes will flare up. You can get inflammation and not realize or understand what the hell's going on. And at this point, I would tell you, and I may ask Bobby Parrish, who does the Flav City, FLAV, Flav City, and he tells you about what's going on with the garlic, what's going on with the olive oils, what foods to buy, if it's Bobby approved, you know, where to go to get food. Because for me, it's like when you watch TV and they hype everything up with commercials, and like the commercials, now you get them on YouTube, which pisses me the fuck off. Because I'm like, why the fuck you interrupting my shit? And then they want you to pay to not have ads. And I'm like, fuck you. And the same shit with Prime. Like, fuck you. You think I'm a fucking bank? I'm not made out of fucking money. But they know too that they'll get it for $2.99 more. Well, fuck you, man. Fuck you. I'm not a fucking bank. And I understand that you have millions of people on Prime, and if you tap 1 million per day, you get $2.9 million or whatever, or $3 million. And you're making the fucking money. I'm not. I know the fucking how to break that shit down. That's why people say, oh, for $1 you can get this for $1. That's why they had the Dollar Tree. Now it's the $1.25 tree. But that's sort of hard too, considering, because people will rip you off at the Dollar Tree. But I used to call it the $50 tree, because you're spending $50 and not one. So they get you for that. So I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm probably going to add some music videos or TikToks or something. So that way I can finish up and just show you my take here. And I want to thank you for joining me. And I think I have like 8 more minutes left, but like I said, I'm going to do more things like TikTok and just call it a minute in a day. And I hear a lot of fucking noise out there, which is pissing me the hell off. This should be a little bit more soundproof. But anyway, oh yeah, so let me change this up here because I wanted to do my jewelry and show you my jewelry stuff. So I guess I'm not finished. So basically, with my jewelry, sometimes I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use, okay? So let me bring this out here. No, I may not, but so I got a lot of different tools that I use with the jewelry because it's pretty cool and it's pretty fun. And I'll do some, up close with my phone because I don't have it here now. This is one of the bags that I have here. And it is Tony and Guy, which I had, I think, shampoo or something here. But this is where I put my thingies. And so I'll just move this over here. And just do this here. And let me just use my camera here. So here's one of the tools that I use. Here's the camera.